my band became really popular, you know. I mean, it had been going on and building up for so many years that I was, you know, suicidal. I mean, I just didn't want to live. So I just thought, if I'm gonna die, if I'm gonna kill
8 musicians who passed away way too soon. Welcome back to Fact District. Today in this video, we will enroll the 8 musicians who passed away way too soon. Although death is unavoidable, it is nonetheless devastating when it comes too soon, as it did in the case of these legendary musicians. Some died due to accidents, while others died as a result of health issues or addictive activities. Regardless, each of these musicians contributed significantly to their musical genres. Here are 8 legendary musicians that left unfinished legacies and many broken hearts in their wake. So before we begin this video, make sure you smash the subscribe button and the notification bell icon to never miss out on more videos we post. Here we begin. Number 8. Amy Winehouse. Amy Jade Winehouse, September 14, 1983 to July 23, 2011, was an English singer and songwriter recognized for her deep, expressive contralto vocals and eclectic combination of musical genres, including soul, rhythm and blues, and jazz. Winehouse began her career as a National Youth Jazz Orchestra member before signing with Simon Fuller's 19 Management in 2002 and recording a handful of tracks before securing a publishing agreement with EMI. Through these record labels, she also developed a professional partnership with producer Salam Rami. On July 23, 2011, the British singer and composer was discovered dead in her home. The singer of Rehab died of an accidental alcohol overdose at the age of 27. She had apparently been watching YouTube videos of herself and had consumed enough alcohol to throw her into a stupor, causing her to stop breathing. Nevertheless, Winehouse was her normal, cheery self the day before she died, according to her live-in personal assistant. Number 7. Kurt Cobain. Kurt Donald Cobain, February 20, 1967 to April 5, 1994, was an American singer, songwriter, and musician best known for being the guitarist, principal composer, and frontman of Nirvana. Cobain's works extended the conceptual standards of popular rock music through his angst-fueled lyricism and anti-establishment image. He was hailed as a voice for Generation X and is widely regarded as one of the most important musicians in alternative rock history. Cobain loathed being recognized as the voice of his generation after Nirvana's rapid popularity, believing his message and artistic vision had been misunderstood by the general public. The iconic vocalist for the band Nirvana was discovered dead in his Seattle area home just days after checking out a drug recovery program in Los Angeles. He died of a deadly gunshot wound to the head. However, after the gunshot he bought was discovered on his chest, his death was determined to be a suicide. The star passed away on April 5, 1994 at the age of 27. Number 6. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was an American singer and actress who lived from August 9, 1963 to February 11, 2012. She is known as The Voice and is considered one of the finest vocalists of all time and a cultural icon. Her popularity on MTV and her crossover appeal on the popular music charts affected generations of African American performers. Houston began singing in church as a child and progressed through high school to become a background vocalist. After starting as a young model in 1981, she became one of the first Black women to appear in 17 magazine. Houston signed to Arista Records at the age of 19 with the help of Clive Davis, the label's chairman. The Grammy-winning singer was discovered face down in a water-filled bathtub in the Beverly Hilton Hotel in February 11, 2012. At the time of her death, she was just 48 years old. According to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office, the singer died as a result of atherosclerotic heart disease and cocaine addiction. According to a second toxicological test, she also had diphenhydramine, alprazolam, cannabis, and cyclobenzaprine in her system. Number 5. Michael Jackson. Michael Joseph Jackson was an American singer, songwriter, and dancer who lived from August 29, 1958 through June 25, 2009. He is known as the King of Pop and is considered one of the most influential cultural figures of the 20th century. His contributions to music, dance, fashion, and philanthropy, as well as his publicized personal life, made him a global icon in popular culture across a 4-decade career. He influenced musicians from a wide range of genres, and he popularized sophisticated dance movements like the moonwalk and the robot through stage and film performances. As a result, he has received more awards than any other musician in history. On June 25, 2009, the King of Pop died in his Los Angeles home due to severe propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication. According to reports, Jackson's personal physician, Conrad Murray, discovered the singer in his room, not breathing and with a barely discernible pulse. Murray was later convicted guilty of giving propofol to Jackson, which killed him when mixed with other medicines in the system. However, Murray was released from prison for good behavior and overcrowding after serving 2 years of a 4-year sentence. Number 4. Janis Joplin. Janis Lyn Joplin, January 19, 1943 to October 4, 1970, was a rock, soul, and blues singer from the United States. She was famed for her powerful mezzo-soprano vocals and electric stage presence. She was one of the most successful and well-known rock stars of her era. On October 4, 1970, the rock singer was discovered dead in her residence, apparently from a drug overdose. She was only 27 years old at that time. As the main vocalist of the acid rock band Big Brother and the Holding Company, Joplin rose to prominence in the mid-60s. In 1995, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as one of the greatest artists. Number 3. Ian Curtis. Ian Kevin Curtis was an English singer-songwriter and musician who lived from July 15, 1956 to May 18, 1980. He was the principal singer and lyricist for Joy Division, a post-punk band that released 2 albums, Unknown Pleasures 1979 and Closer 1980. Curtis was recognized for his bass baritone voice, dance technique, and musical style characterized by the imagery of desolation, emptiness, and alienation. Curtis committed suicide on the eve of Joy Division's first North American tour and shortly before the publication of Closer, suffering from epilepsy and depression. His death caused the band to disband, and New Order was formed as a result. Ian Curtis was a major figure in the post-punk movement. He became famous at the age of 22 and died at the age of 23. The epilepsy-affected British singer married when he was only 19 years old. The strains of touring with his band Joy Division, while also maintaining his health and marriage, according to the accounts, were simply too much for the young talent to manage. On the eve of his band's North American tour, he hanged himself at his home on May 18, 1980. Number 2. Elliott Smith. Elliott Smith was an American singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist born on August 6, 1969 and died on October 21, 2003. Smith was born in Omaha, Nebraska, grew up mostly in Texas, and spent much of his adult life in Portland, Oregon, where he initially rose to prominence. Smith mostly played the guitar, but he also played the piano, clarinet, bass guitar, drums, and harmonica. His whispery, spiderweb-thin delivery defined Smith's vocal approach, and he frequently employed multi-tracking to produce vocal layers, textures, and harmonies. Elliott Smith, an Oscar-nominated singer and songwriter, died on October 21, 2003 at 34. Smith was said to have struggled with despair, alcoholism, and substance misuse, and his songs reflected these issues. Elliott's girlfriend locked herself in the toilet on his death after a quarrel with him. She opened the door after hearing her scream and saw Smith standing with a knife in his chest. On the scene, police discovered a probable suicide note that read, "I'm very sorry, love, Elliott. Please forgive me." Number 1. Karen Carpenter. Karen Ann Carpenter, March 2, 1950 to February 4, 1983, was an American vocalist and drummer who formed the Carpenters with her older brother Richard. Her 3-octave contralto singing range and drumming skills were acclaimed. Her battle with anorexia and eventual death would raise awareness of eating disorders and body dysmorphia in the future. The Carpenters, a brother-sister pair who sold more than 60 million albums worldwide, were a 70s success thanks largely to Karen's talents as a drummer and singer. However, the Grammy-winning vocalist battled from anorexia, which took her life less than a month before her 33rd birthday on February 1, 1983. Carpenter, who was 5'4" and weighed 91 pounds in September 1975, struggled with eating disorders for most of her adult life. She died of cardiac arrest as a result of her condition, according to an autopsy. So that's all with the video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Who was your favorite among these singers? Let us know in the comments below. Until the next video, stay tuned and subscribe for more.